Let's start out with something a little lighthearted. I'm interested in this one. So this is a video by Ornery Plays, and it's titled "The Entire History of Glitches and Exploits in Warzone." So this is going back to Verdansk, and it's gonna go over, I guess, all of the glitches and stuff. I don't want to check out these like little timelines down below because I want to see what he actually comes up with and if there's anything that he missed and what I remember, what I don't remember. I'm very interested to see what all of these glitches are and everything. So
I've been a stranger to glitches and exploits, and I think a lot of people would argue it's part of the Call of Duty charm we all know and love. So since
it seems like every single season we get more and more glitches, exploits, things like that, and it seemingly always gets more and more ridiculous.
the launch of Warzone, it's no surprise that we've seen a ton of them throughout its over 4-year lifespan. So today I wanted to go through the entire history of glitches and exploits in Warzone.
This guy does like a bunch of really good videos on like the history of Call of Duty, kind of like stuff that I've done on the main channel before. But he does them in a different way where he takes like streamers and stuff like you'll see how he does
glitches. We're also going to be including mechanics and items that were abused in a way the developers didn't have intended that became game breaking. Also, I'm not including any guns for this list because I have a list for that already. From infinite health, invisibility, and disagreement with the laws of physics, there's a lot of glitches on this list I forgot about or never even knew of in the first place, and I'm sure you'll be able to say the same by the end of this video. Go ahead and comment the most game breaking glitch in Warzone.
It's got to be, oh, I was literally just about to say, it's got to be the stim glitch, right? Like, that's the one that, like, literally ruins games of Warzone.
We've seen a couple different iterations of this, but the main one essentially just gave you unlimited tacticals. While having unlimited stuns is one way to troll someone, it was unlimited stims that were ruining endgames left and right. This glitch was actually super easy, which made it even more frustrating because anyone and everyone could do it. All you had to do was go down and get revived, and whenever you got revived, you just had to spam whichever tactic.
I actually didn't know how to do this because I never did it. I never even looked it up. So I didn't realize it was that easy to actually do it.
You had equip, then you would have unlimited of that tactical. So this means that you could drop in and immediately do this glitch, then run out of bounds and spam stims for the rest of the game and get a 100% secured win as long as no one else is doing the same thing in your lobby. Gas exploits seem to just go hand in hand in Warzone, and trust me, this is not the last we're going to see of gas exploits on this list. Imagine having a good game, maybe you're even on PR pace, and you make it to the
I don't know if you can see that. It's behind my head, but this guy has 29 kills. Oh, I should probably move my face cam over to the other side because I think he's going to pop up a bunch of face cams over there. 29 kills and can't find anyone.
Destroying all enemies in your path, only to have the final circle close on you with no other enemy in sight, and then you die to the gas with absolutely nothing you can do about it. Well, this was a pretty common occurrence just after Warzone launched. The Berthas have been a
yeah, these were really powerful.
Staple of Warzone ever since launch, and were even included in Call of Duty Blackout. I think part of the reason is
they've had a lot of problems with vehicles. Like, I don't know if he's going to go into it, but like the turrets on the helicopters going invisible because of those Berthas. I don't know if I call this an exploit or a glitch. They were just really overpowered. The only vehicle
with the nickname is because of how dominant and relevant they used to be. Seriously, the launch Berthas were a completely different kind of animal. The main difference in pre-patch Berthas was the turn radius, acceleration, and overall speed was seriously no different than that of the four-wheeler, it felt like. Oh, and also, it was pretty much impossible to shoot the driver even if you were aiming directly at them. Once people caught on to how good the Berthas were, Warzone was immediately polluted with Bertha and
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. You bring back how good these things control. So you can drive around like a madman in them. But you make it so that explosives are just as good now. So like C4s, RPGs, basically one hit or two hit. We'll say two hit with RPGs to these things. If everything is overpowered, nothing is overpowered. That's my motto in Call of Duty.
Users. It seriously created a vehicle meta that was a viable tactic for just farming wins early on. You were pretty much driving an armored truck with all the same speed traits and like handling traits as a four-wheeler. When your car can turn quick, is super fast overall, and pretty much indestructible even if you're shooting directly at the driver, this makes for a
also, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but great music choice in the background.
Pretty unfair and unbalanced playstyle. If you think heavy chopper endgames today were bad, you haven't seen anything till there's multiple Berthas in the final circle and Warzone just turns into a game of twisted metal. Seriously, if you've been playing Warzone since launch, I want you to comment how many games you've lost to Bertha trolls.
There it is. Invisibility.
There's another extremely easy glitch that had insane benefits. The Rose and Groot skins were a major point of controversy in Warzone since you could often blend into your surroundings and seemingly vanish into thin air. But what if
The crazy thing about the Rose skin is how long it actually lasted. Like I think, was it not like 6 months that they did nothing about it?
I told you there was a way to actually disappear in Warzone. Well, with this glitch, that was possible. All you had to do was buy a loadout, then stand directly underneath the marker and let it crush you. If done correctly.
So the interesting thing about this video is I don't know any of the ways that these things were done. I just know that they happened.
You would be clipped into the crate, but would eventually be spat back out, and on your screen, everything would be normal, but for everyone else, you were 100% invisible with no way of telling where you were. This goes without saying, but this made for some of the most unfair encounters you could possibly have in a video game. Being able to run up on an entire team and get to point-blank range with absolutely no worry to movement or visibility is probably the craziest exploit we've ever seen in Warzone, but in COD history in general. There's another version of this glitch in Warzone where you would go prone underneath the armored truck during Armored Royale, and once again, you become invisible. I'm not sure what caused this to happen. It might be something with the collision. I don't really know, but I hope something like this never ever happens again.
Infinite stim effect.
This is similar to the stim glitch, but this was more like unlimited stim effect. It wasn't too game breaking, but for sure it gave you the upper hand in most fights. If you wanted to move like you snorted 2 lines of G fuel until you died, you needed to jump from a height that would kill you, but before you hit the ground, use your stim and then revive yourself. Once revived, you had a permanent stim effect. This meant you not only ran faster, but the biggest advantage you
did this make it so you health regened over everything? Krober, what's up, dude? Like
had was a super long slide. I mean, seriously, it was like
so
you're playing
movement
Apex
thing.
Legends. However, to put this thing into overdrive was using dead silence alongside this, and you actually became like the fastest you could ever move in Warzone on foot. It was pretty much like you had stamina up, lightweight, marathon, and juiced all active at once.
Repatch planes.
Similar to Bertha's, this is just another example of something not functioning the way they had intended in Warzone. I don't know how this always happens, but whoever does the demos for these and like beta testing and whatnot.
So when Caldera came out, I kind of like just stopped playing Warzone. Like I really did not play a lot of it after that. And I feel like Caldera specifically, I'm not going to know much of the stuff on this map because I don't know what it was. I just didn't. I don't actually think it was the map. I think it was the weapons. Because there were so many weapons, I was just like, overwhelmed is the wrong word. It was just like, when there's that much, who cares? I don't know. It's a very odd, burnout isn't really the right word. It's a very odd description of it. But just because there was so, bloat, maybe. There was so much bloat in the game, I was just like, I don't really care.
Needs to get fired. Alongside Caldera, we got the planes, which not only brought one of the worst maps into Warzone, but also one of the most no-skill methods for kills we've ever seen. Across Caldera, there were several pilotable planes that were twice as broken as the
yes, I do remember this. I remember this. I believe I went and played this map early, and planes had like super strong aim assist. So you could just be flying through the air nuking people because like it basically it was like having aimbot on while you're in the plane.
Bertha's making them the most broken vehicle we've ever seen. They were fast, which made it very difficult to hit the person flying them or hit the vehicle whatsoever with an explosive. Compare that to a helicopter, which as long as you're facing them head on, shooting at the pilot was pretty easy. Planes were also really easy to fly and to navigate around the map, had decent durability, and they would even lock onto enemies for you without having to really aim at them. But the main factor with the planes that was so broken that really convinces me that they didn't even bother testing out the values before releasing was the raw damage output. There is countless footage of people exploiting these planes, and even in my kill record video, the kill record on Caldera is held by Histocat, who got 34 kills before setting foot on ground. Yes, 34 kills in a plane. The meta for the longest time was finding the nearest plane off drop and immediately find a team flying in and wipe them before they even got the chance to land, which is something you should never be able to do in any battle royale ever.
Oh yeah, so here it is. I talked about this one. Yeah, this is yeah.
As part of Vanguard Season 2 Reloaded, we had Rebirth Reinforced, which added a ton of new features to Rebirth, one of which were the helicopters that had turrets on each side. While I do like this idea and would love to see it added to one of the BR maps like Urzikstan, this simply was not meant to be on Rebirth Island. Shortly after realizing how broken these turrets were, people were immediately going...
Was there not an invisibility glitch with these turrets as well?
Going to these helicopters, parking them on top of a water tower or another vantage point, and wreaking havoc on the entire lobby. Specifically on water tower, you could pretty much see the entire map aside from stronghold living quarters and control, but if you were literally outside anywhere else on the map, you were not safe. The damage and rate of fire were insane on its own, but the real broken aspect was the range and velocity.
Precision
it was
airstrike
pretty much like shooting a laser. Like I just said, you are very vulnerable when you're in a helicopter, but if you started taking shots, you would immediately out damage them because the turret was just that good. It's one thing to commit vehicular manslaughter with with
you had to
helicopters,
snipe
that's a
someone in
core
it.
Warzone mechanic, and more power to you if that's your thing. These turrets were broken beyond belief. These helicopters saw a very short lifespan as they were taken out of the game.
Was it not on launch day that they were taken out? But I thought that was specifically for the invisibility, not because they were just
Shortly after they were
overpowered.
added because of all the negative feedback, and if I'm not mistaken, they've never been brought back since. Here's one that I never got to use, but basically this was a stim glitch but on steroids. Find a gas mask and then go to a stronghold and kill a bot. You also needed a medium or large backpack because this was all possible due to the stowing a third gun mechanic. Now you drop your gas mask near the bot's dropped gun, look at their gun but slowly strafe towards the gas mask, and once you're prompted to pick up your gas mask, instead stow the gun. Not only will you duplicate a gas mask into your inventory, it will also have a zillion% when it comes to durability.
So there was a bunch of these glitches with the backpack when Al Mazrah came out. Because like with the new backpack mechanic, you could like basically have infinite of things by stowing them. I forget how it works.
Apparently 50,000% is enough to survive a whole entire game in the gas. So yes, just another example of storm-related items not working how they're supposed to.
Infinite battle range / dead silence.
This was pretty much the same as the unlimited stim
Yeah,
effect
see, the
during
stowing
Warzone
stuff.
Pacific, but with dead silence and battle rage, which I would argue is more broken. The way you did it was super easy. Once again, another shocker. You had to use dead silence or battle rage, then manually equip a different field upgrade to your field upgrade slot. If that sounds too difficult for you, you could just use dead silence, then go to a buy station and buy a munitions box, since that would equip it to your field upgrade slot automatically. Unlike a lot of glitches on this list, I think this one was pretty preventable. I mean, I think using dead silence or battle rage, then buying a munitions box isn't exactly like out of the ordinary, so I think they could have detected this. Anyways, I really don't think having unlimited battle rage is all that game breaking. I would never want unlimited battle rage because your screen gets all yucky and your footsteps are louder and your guns just kind of feel really clunky with the recoil. The real game breaking factor here was having unlimited dead silence. Warzone footstep audio is probably one of the most inconsistent features we've ever seen. Sometimes it's super loud, sometimes you can't hear it all. Having absolutely no regard for footsteps for the entire game just because you know you have a limited dead silence makes for a completely different experience. The amount of times I've been sniping on a building.
I mean, there's been times where the game's audio was so broken that essentially you had unlimited dead silence anyway. But I mean,
just to be overtaken by someone with no audio is super frustrating, and I think at launch of Warzone 2, this was the main reason for that. I would almost put this up there with the invisibility glitch since it created situations you had absolutely.
This is not even close to the same problem that the invisibility glitch
Absolutely
is.
no chance in winning, no matter how much better you were than someone. Dead silence has become one of the rarest items in Warzone today, and I hope it stays that way because when anyone can have it permanently, it breaks the game.
Field upgrade duplication.
So this, I guess, also can give you unlimited battle rage and dead silence, but not in the same way. This will simply duplicate whatever field upgrade you want. I never knew how to do this, and even after watching several videos for this video, I still don't understand it. Basically, it's stowing, using, and equipping a field upgrade at the exact same time, and it will pretty much spawn in whatever field upgrade.
Oh, so you had to have buttons mapped to do it, I'm assuming?
Pick up? I don't really understand it, don't really care to either. Personally, don't think this was all that broken until people started using this to duplicate munitions boxes in the final circle and just spam stims the entire game, once again getting a guaranteed win. But this is nothing like a stim glitch because it actually required like a lot of like manual inputs and like you could easily mess it up. Other than duplicating munitions box for stims in the final circle, this was a very mild exploit.
The underwater
New
truck.
Warzone engine means a slew of new bugs to come along with it, one of which allows you to turn your Bertha into a submarine. All you needed was a Bertha and a body of water. Once you drove into the water, as soon as it was fully submerged, you would lean out of it, and somehow this made the Bertha treat the water as if it wasn't there at all. Like seriously, you were just driving normal as if it was ground, and you could also breathe underwater forever. I think this glitch is hilarious, and sure, it is frustrating if you get killed by someone like this, but the only way you can like really make it work is if you have a water endgame, which I guess isn't out of the ordinary. The most broken part about it is that you could still lean out of your car and shoot your fully automatic primaries instead of just being limited to your pistol like everybody else.
That's awesome.
When Season 2 of Warzone 3 arrived, I'm not sure if they reworked the irradiated perk or if it was like the quick fix rework that caused this glitch. For some reason during Season 2, if you used both these perks together, you had another potential at living in the gas forever. Irradiated was a new perk to Warzone 3 that let you move faster in the gas and also take less damage. Then quick fix would immediately start health regen when you started plating up. So this created a gas play cheese meta, which was spamming plates in the gas, which would let you live in the storm forever. I guess the health regen was moving faster than the health taken from the storm, so as long as you had a bunch of plates, you could live in the gas forever. Pretty much every plate you had was a stim, and you could like stow a zillion of them. You could also have armor boxes. There's even this gameplay where like you'd purposely keep a thermite grenade on you so you take damage against your armor plate so you can put another plate in to.
So it wasn't infinite, but you could last a long time.
Keep your health going up. Also throw on the fact that you probably have a gas mask and stims as your tactical. I mean, it was just absolutely broken. But with a lot of glitches in Warzone 3, this was removed very quickly after they found it.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that they have done a little bit better, is that when game-breaking things like this do happen, they are getting either removed or fixed a lot quicker. That being said, though, the whole reload bug that came in did take them like a week to fix. That was recent.
Season 3 of Warzone 3, we got Beloved Rebirth Island, and alongside that, a new Champions Quest exclusively for Rebirth, which is also the first time we've ever seen a Champions Quest in Resurgence. This quest is notoriously hard, and I actually just attempted it last week and got absolutely rolled on. Barely even got the first element. Anyways, there was a way to complete this contract and receive all the rewards for it within seconds of starting a game. Basically, after you got your new contract unlocked, you would load into a game and start an intelligence contract, and you know how you like use those to hack other contracts? You would use it to hack the Nuke contract, and it would immediately complete it. Although the game wouldn't end and the bomb wouldn't go off, the game would think you completed the contract, so you would get all the rewards for doing so. Camo, the calling card, the charm, the operator skin, and emblem would immediately be rewarded to your locker, giving one of, if not the hardest achievement in all of Warzone history, the easiest exploit to complete it. Anyways, this only lasted a few days, and I don't know if the people who did it were still allowed to keep the rewards.
So again, something that got fixed really, really quickly
After it was patched, and now there is no intelligence contract in the game to prevent this until they fix that bug. Kinda disrespectful to the people who actually completed the contract, in my opinion.
Glitch spots. Oh, yes. This is like under the map glitches and stuff.
I wanted to dedicate the last spot on this video to any and all glitch spots throughout Warzone, because there have been way more than you would ever think, and if I were to like include every single one on this list, this video would be well over an hour. Spanning across all maps, if you've been playing long enough, you've probably been killed by someone abusing one of these spots before. One thing I don't really understand is that like they make the ground penetrable. I don't know why they don't just make it impenetrable, so that way these spots have no use. For some reason, you can always just like shoot through the ground. I don't know what the logic is there. I swear, some people don't even like the game, but just load into private matches just to find any and all spots like these.
There are definitely people that do that.
It's been a staple to COD forever, so it's no surprise that there's already a million on Rebirth Island, and I'm sure there'll only be more to come. But that's all the glitches and exploits in Warzone history. There are a handful of other glitches and exploits in Warzone, but I really wanted to focus on the ones that were prominent and really, really game-breaking. I know there's like a breathe underwater glitch right now. There's also been glitches that like give you infinite money. If there's any other glitches you think I should have mentioned in this video, please leave them down below. I'm sure there's a handful I missed. Also, I wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been
What is the launch across the map glitch? I want to know what that was.
Supporting and watching my channel. I just hit 10,000 subscribers last week, actually like a couple days ago as of me recording this. It's crazy. I just started like taking this channel a little bit more seriously earlier this year, and we're already seeing 10,000 subscribers. That is something.
Yeah, I think he's at like, yeah, he's at 13,700 subscribers. He makes really good videos. Go check him out. His name is Ornery Plays. He does these kind of like history videos, and all of them seem to be doing really well for them. It's the bipod jump glitch. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Bozzello, what's up, dude? And yeah, is there any other glitches that you remember very well that were really ridiculous? It's actually crazy when you go back and like look at everything that's been broken throughout it, and honestly, some of them are kind of what add fun to it, like the stim glitch and stuff like that. It like whatever, but like the other ones, like it's kind of funny to look back and be like, oh my god, yeah, the Berthas were so broken, or little things like that. And like same with weapons, there was definitely been some weapon ones, and maybe if you guys want to see that, we can watch that in a future stream. But yeah, definitely not a perfect game, but like I said, I feel like some of those broken things add a lot of fun to the game. And yes, my cup does say best mom ever.